In this video, we analyze Ecobank Transnational (NGX) ticker symbol ETI, one of the largest Pan-African banking groups operating in over 30 African countries. Ecobank has recently delivered strong earnings growth, benefiting from higher interest income, FX gains, and expanding banking operations across Africa. In 2024, the bank recorded post-tax profit of 735.9 billion naira, a massive 179% increase year-on-year, while gross earnings surged to 4.2 trillion naira, driven by strong lending and non-interest income. Nigeria remains the group's biggest profit contributor, accounting for around 61.9% of total profit, highlighting the importance of the Nigerian banking market to Ecobank's overall performance. Momentum has continued into 2025, with the bank reporting 433.9 billion naira profit in the first half of 2025, up roughly 40% year-on-year as both lending income and fee-based revenue expanded. In this video, we explore Ecobank's latest earning and profitability, whether ETI shares look cheap relatively to earnings, the outlook for Nigerian banking sector, and we'll jump into the charts. We will also analyze the broader Nigerian banking sector, which has recently benefited from higher interest rates, FX revaluation gains, and strong loan growth across Africa's largest economy. Just like many other banks as well, the board will review the audited full year 2025 financial statement on 12th of March 2026. After the approval, the full annual report is usually published between April and May. However, what do we know as of today? Currently, Ecobank has experienced strong profitability in recent years. In 2024, profit after tax was 735 billion naira. The gross earning was 4.2 trillion. Q1 2025 profit growth is 32% year-on-year. And then H1 2025 profit was 433 billion. Return on tangible equity was 30%. This growth has been driven by higher net interest income, growth in fees and commission, FX trading income expansion across Africa. At current valuations, Ecobank looks relatively inexpensive compared to global banks. Reasons investors consider it cheap is because of its large Pan-African footprint, its high profitability growth, and strong balance sheet expansion. The bank generates over $2 billion in annual revenue, with continued growth across its lending and treasury operations. However, investors still price African banks at a lower multiple due to currency volatility, political risk, and regulatory changes. The Nigerian banking sector is one of the strongest performing sectors in the market. Drivers include high interest rate boosting bank margins, strong FX trading income after currency reforms, loan growth in energy, telecom, and trade sectors, recapitalization requirement from the central bank. Many banks benefiting include Ecobank, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, GTCO, UBA. Before we take a deep dive into the chart pattern for ETI, I'd like us to refresh our minds on the 5 core Elliott Wave patterns. We said there are 2 wave modalities in Elliott Wave. We've got the motive waves and we've got the corrective waves. In the motive waves, we have impulses and diagonals, and in the corrective waves, we have flat, triangles, and zigzags. Today, I'd like us to talk about triangles, particularly contracting triangles. A contracted triangle is referred to as a 3-3-3-3-3 pattern, which is you have 3 waves here. We've got 3 waves for wave B, 3 waves for wave C, 3 waves for wave D, 3 waves for wave E, and then you have a thrust. Usually, minimum of the length of the origin to wave A for the thrust. So all triangles are 5-wave structures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-wave structures. But they're not impulsive, they are corrective. That's why it's part of a corrective pattern. And usually wave B would retrace between 618 and 786 of this move. And wave C will retrace about 618 of this move. Wave D will retrace 618 just like that, and then would have a thrust, usually signifying the final move of a sequence. All subwaves are of zigzag family, so we expect a zigzag here, a zigzag, 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 zigzag. And wave E can be a triangle sometimes. So this wave E can also unfold to become a triangle. So that's the contracting triangle. We also have different types of triangles, but we're focusing on contracting triangles for this. So if we go back to the chart of ETI, a triangle can also only form in wave 4, wave B, and wave X. Those are only where triangles can form. So for instance, if this impulse that we're seeing here is a wave 3, then we'd expect to have a wave 4 here before we make the final move for wave 5. And it's usually, so the triangle is usually predicating the final move of a trend. Important to understand that. Looking at the chart of ETI now, this is the daily chart. We've seen that we've made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with wave 2 forming a very shallow correction before the strong acceleration phase. Wave 3 produced the strongest rally consistent with the typical Elliott Wave behavior, and then wave 4 corrected sharply here to 30.7, forming the consolidation before the final move for wave 5 of this impulse. So what do we expect? As the first major impulse cycle has completed, we expect that there's going to be a retracement in 5 waves at the least. And in this position where we have seen this asset, we know that wave 3 is 51.9. So it is very possible that we would have a triangle of consolidation for wave 4. Our wave 4 support is around 42 or 39.2, which is the 61.8 retracement of the move from 4 to 5. Triangles usually take some time to unfold. So once they complete, there will be a thrust which will be about the same level as this move from here to here or slightly higher. If a triangle completes as expected, upside breakout 60 region for a new bullish circle. However, if a breakdown below 39 that weakens the bullish structure, then we'll have to look at the chart again. From the Wyckoff perspective, this is a buying climax, an automatic rally, a secondary test, and we want to see some shakeouts around this location before we can continue with sign of strength moving upwards. Maximize your investment, sign up to EW Nation and get access to much more premium content.